In a small village located among the lush green hills and vibrant fields, a young woman named Adaeze lived a simple yet fulfilling life. Adaeze, which means daughter of royalty in the Igbo language, was a fitting name for someone who carried herself with an innate dignity and grace. She had lost her parents at a young age and was raised by her loving grandmother, who instilled in her a strong sense of culture and values. Adaeze was known for her beauty, both in appearance and in spirit. Her skin glowed like the sun-kissed earth after a gentle rain, and her eyes shone with a lively spark. She was gentle and kind, always offering a helping hand to those in need. The villagers adored her, and the children especially flocked to her, drawn to her warm and nurturing nature. One day, as Adaeze returned from the river with a calabash of water balanced gracefully on her head, she encountered a group of elders gathered under the village tree, being led by her uncle. Their faces wore somber expression, and their voices carried a weighty tone as they discussed matters of great importance. As she approached, setting down her calabash, her uncle, Chief Ogbonnaya, called out to her. "Adaeze, my child, comfort," he said, his voice deep and commanding, yet filled with warmth. "We have been discussing your future, and a decision had been made for your well-being." Adaeze's heart quickened, and a sense of unease washed over her. She approached the elders respectfully, bowing down her head slightly. "Yes, respected elders, what is it that you have decided?" she asked, her voice steady despite the butterflies fluttering in her stomach. Her uncle, Chief Ogbonnaya, exchanged glances with the other elders before continuing. "My child, it is time for you to marry. We have found a suitable suitor for you, a man of good character and strong work ethic. He is a Palmwine tapper, and his name is Chibuike." Adaeze's heart sank. She had heard whispers of this Chibuike, a man who kept to himself, tending to palm trees on the outskirts of the village. He was known for his skill in extracting the sweet, intoxicating palm wine from the trees, a craft passed down through generations. But Adaeze had never met him, but the thought of marrying a stranger filled her with apprehension. "But, respected elders," Adaeze began, her voice trembling slightly, "I had hopes to choose my own path in life, to find love and marry a man who captures my heart." She paused, gathering her courage to continue. "I respectfully request your consideration of my wishes." The elders, led by her uncle, shook their heads, their expression unwavering. "My dear child," her uncle Chief Ogbonnaya said gently, "we understand your concern, but we must think of what is best for the village. Marriages are not always about love, but also about alliances, stability, and the continuation of our traditions. Chibuike is an honest and hardworking man, and we believe he will provide a good life for you." Adaeze bowed her head, her shoulders slumping in resignation. She trusted the elders and their wisdom, but the thought of marrying a man she did not know or love filled her with a sense of loss and uncertainty. And so, with a heavy heart, Adaeze agreed to the union, knowing that it was her duty to respect the elders' decision. The wedding preparation began, and the news of the impending marriage spread throughout the village, bringing out mixed reactions from the residents. As the day of the wedding drew near, Adaeze found herself lost in wild of emotions. She spent her days helping with the preparations, her hands busy with the needed work and her wedding attire, but her mind often wandered to an unknown future that awaited her. Little did she know, as she sat under the tree on the eve of her wedding, gazing at the sky, and her life was about to take an unexpected turn. A turn that would reveal the true nature of her soon-to-be husband and the secret he kept hidden deep within the palm groves. The sun rose on Adeze's wedding day, casting a warm glow over the village. The air was filled with the sounds of joyous celebration as the villagers gathered, their faces alight with excitement and anticipation. Adeze, adorned in a traditional wedding outfit, a vibrant wrapper and a blouse adorned with beadwork, stood amidst the festivities, her heart heavy with conflicting emotions. As the ceremony commenced, Adeze caught a glimpse of the future husband, Chibuike. He was a tall, broad-shouldered man with skin and color of the rich mahogany. His eyes held a quiet intensity and his face bore the marks of a life spent under the sun, tending to the palm trees. He moved with a quiet dignity, his movements graceful despite his sturdy frame. The traditional rites and rituals of the wedding were performed, with the elders offering blessings and prayers for the newly wedded couple. As Adeze and Chibuike exchanged vows, their hands clasped together. Adeze felt a slight tremor in Chibuike's hand, mirroring the uncertainty in her own heart. The festivities continued late into the night with music, dancing, and the abundance of food and drink. Adeze moved through the celebration like a dream, her mind elsewhere, wondering what her life would now entail. As the moon rose, casting a soft silver light over the village, the celebration finally drew a close, and the newlyweds retired to their new home, a modest hut in the outskirts of the village, surrounded by palm trees. As Adeze entered the hut, her eyes adjusted to the soft glow of the single lantern. She took in her new surroundings, the simple furnishings and the neatly made bed, and the few personal belongings that Chibuike had brought with him. A sense of unease settled in her heart as she realized how little she knew about the man she had just married. Chibuike stood by the door, his eyes downcast as if unsure of what to do or say. Finally he spoke, his voice deep and quiet. "I know this is not how you envisioned your life, Adeze, and for that I am sorry. I will do my best to be a good husband to you." Adeze turned to face him, her heart softening at the sincerity in his words. "Thank you, Chibuike," she replied, her voice gentle. "I too will do my best to be a good wife. Perhaps in time we can learn to understand and care for each other." Chibuike nodded, a small smile playing on his lips. "Perhaps," he said, his eyes meeting hers briefly before looking away. "Now, it has been a long day, and I am sure you are tired. Rest well, Adeze." And with that, he retired to the small outdoor shed where he stored his palm wine tapping tools, leaving Adeze alone in their new home. She stood there for a moment, feeling a mix of emotion, apprehension, curiosity, and a tinge of hope. Slowly, she prepared herself for bed, her thoughts swelling as she lay down, the scent of the surrounding palm wine trees wafting through the windows. The days that followed settled into a quiet routine. Chibuike would rise early, preparing a simple breakfast for them before heading out to tend to the palm trees. Adeze would help with the household chores, often joining the other women in the village for company and conversation. As the weeks went by, Adeze noticed something peculiar. Whenever Chibuike returned from selling his palm wine in the nearby market, he would carefully count and hide his earnings, always ensuring Adeze was occupied elsewhere. She found it odd, but respected his privacy, assuming he had his reasons for being cautious with his finances. One afternoon, as Adeze returned from fetching water from the river, she noticed Chibuike's shed door slightly ajar. She called out to him, but received no response. Curiosity got the better of her and she peered inside, only to find the shed empty. Her eyes fell on the small wooden chest, similar to that one Chibuike kept his earning in. Intrigued, she cautiously approached and lifted the lid. What she saw took her breath away. The chest was filled with gold and silver coins, sparkling in the afternoon sunlight. Adeze stood there, Stunned, her heart racing as she realized the true extent of Chibuike's wealth. He had been hiding his wealth and living a humble life. Adaeze stood there, frozen, her mind racing as she tried to make sense of Chibuike's secret wealth. A lot of questions flooded her mind. Why had he kept this hidden? Was he testing her, or was there another reason for his secrecy? As she carefully closed the chest and replaced it, her heart pounded in her chest. She knew she had to confront Chibuike, but a part of her hesitated, unsure of how he would react to her discovery. That evening, as they sat down to a simple supper of yam and vegetable, Adaeze gathered her courage. Chibuike, she began, her voice steady despite the turmoil within. I have something important to discuss with you. He looked up from his meal, his dark eyes studying her intently. What is it, Adaeze? Taking a deep breath, she plunged ahead. Earlier today, I happened to glance into your shed and noticed something unexpected. She paused, gauging his reaction, but his expression remained unreadable. I saw the chest, Chibuike, the one filled with gold and silver coins. For a moment, Chibuike was silent, his gaze dropping to the food on his plate. Then, with a heavy sigh, he pushed his chair back and stood up, walking over to the window to gaze out at the palm trees swaying in the gentle breeze. I knew this day would come, he said, his voice quiet and filled with mixture of resignation and relief. I suppose it was foolish of me to think that I could keep it hidden forever. Adaeze rose from her seat and joined him at the windows, her heart going out to him. Why, Chibuike? Why keep your wealth a secret? He turned to face her, his eyes reflecting a myriad of emotion. It's not something I'm proud of, Adaeze, but the truth is, I wanted to be loved for who I am, not what I possess. I have seen how people change when wealth is involved. Their motives become questionable, their actions driven by greed. Adaeze took his hand in hers, understanding dawning in her eyes. You wanted to be sure of my intentions. You wanted to know that my love would be genuine regardless of your financial status. Chibuike nodded, his thumb gently stroking the back of her hand. I am sorry if I caused you any distress, but I needed to know that you married me for who I am, not what I have. A soft smile played on Adaeze's lips, and she squeezed his hand. I understand, Chibuike, and I respect your reasons. But know this, my love for you is true and unconditional. Wealth or not, it doesn't change how I feel. A weight seemed to lift from Chibuike's shoulder, and he pulled her gently into his arms. Thank you, Adaeze. Your understanding and acceptance mean more to me than all the gold in the world. In that moment, something shifted between them. The barriers that had kept them at a distance began to crumble, and a deeper connection formed, rooted in honesty and trust. In the days that followed, Adaeze and Chibuike's relationship blossomed. They spent more time together, sharing stories of their past, their dreams, and their hopes for the future. Adaeze discovered a man of great depth and kindness, and she fell in love with his gentle spirit and strong sense of integrity. Chibuike, in turn, was captivated by Adaeze's warmth, compassion, and unwavering loyalty. He admired her resilience and the way she brought light and joy into the lives of those around her. Their marriage, which had begun as an arrangement, was now transforming into a deep and abiding love. As they continued their life together, Chibuike gradually revealed more of his wealth, investing in the village and supporting local initiatives. He helped improve the lives of his fellow villagers, funding projects that brought clean water, better education, and healthcare to the community. Adaeze, always by his side, embraced her role as a leader and mentor to the younger women, inspiring them to continue their dreams and break free from societal limitations. 1 year after their wedding, Chibuike and Adaeze renewed their vows, this time with hearts overflowing with genuine love and devotion. Their story became a testament to the power of faith, the strength of character, and the enduring nature of true love. And so, in the small village, Adaeze and Chibuike's union, which had begun as a forced marriage, blossomed into a beautiful love story.